Revolutionary France was a time of upheaval, where the ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity clashed with chaos, fear, and bloodshed. Amid the fight for justice and reform, punishments took on a bizarre and brutal edge, designed to both terrorize and symbolize the overthrow of tyranny. From the infamous guillotine to humiliating public shaming rituals, join us as we explore the bizarre punishments that defined this turbulent era. Bizarre punishments from Revolutionary France. Part 1. The Age of Revolution and Justice. The French Revolution was not just about politics, it was about reimagining society. The legal system, once controlled by the monarchy, was upended to reflect the ideals of the revolutionaries. However, as fear and paranoia grew, so did the brutality of punishments. Justice was swift, symbolic, and, at times, shockingly creative. Part 2. The Punishments. 1. The Guillotine, the national razor. No punishment is more synonymous with the French Revolution than the guillotine. Known as the national razor, it became the symbol of swift and egalitarian justice. Invented by Dr. Joseph Ignace Guillotine, it was designed to ensure a humane and efficient execution. However, for those who witnessed its relentless use during the Reign of Terror, it became a horrifying emblem of tyranny. 2. Humiliating tar and feather punishments. For those accused of hoarding resources or collaborating with the monarchy, public humiliation was a favorite form of punishment. Victims were often stripped, covered in tar and feathers, and paraded through the streets as a spectacle for the enraged populace. This punishment, though non-lethal, was designed to destroy reputations and instill shame. 3. Tying to the Liberty Pole. The Liberty Pole, a symbol of revolutionary ideals, was ironically used for public punishment. Offenders were tied to the pole and subjected to verbal and physical abuse from the crowd. This punishment was a stark reminder that revolutionaries valued public participation, even in acts of humiliation. 4. The drowning at Nantes. Nowadays, during the Reign of Terror, some punishments took a macabre turn. In Nantes, under the orders of Jean-Baptiste Carrier, mass drownings were carried out to eliminate perceived enemies of the revolution. Victims were tied together in pairs, placed on boats, and sent to their watery graves in what became known as the Revolutionary Baptism. 5. Branding and public shaming. Branding was another bizarre punishment used to mark criminals permanently. Letters signifying their crimes, such as V for velour, thief, were seared into their flesh. Combined with public shaming, these punishments ensured that the accused carried the weight of their crime long after their trial. 6. The revolutionary mock trial executions. Justice during the French Revolution was often reduced to mere spectacle. Mock trials became common, where the accused were paraded in front of tribunals, often with little to no evidence. Once deemed guilty, almost always a foregone conclusion, they were executed within hours, if not minutes. Part 3. Gendered punishments. 1. The execution of women. Women, despite their active role in revolutionary movements, were not spared the wrath of the tribunals. Prominent figures like Charlotte Corday and Olympe de Gouges faced public execution for their political actions. These punishments were often sensationalized to serve as warnings against dissent. 2. Punishments for unruly women. Accused of subverting revolutionary ideals, some women were subjected to humiliating punishments like having their heads shaved or being paraded through the streets. These acts were meant to strip them of their dignity and identity in a society that valued conformity to revolutionary ideals. By the end of the revolution, the very tools of terror that defined justice were dismantled. The excesses of the Reign of Terror left a scar on the collective memory of France, leading to calls for a more measured approach to law and order. However, the bizarre and brutal punishments of the revolution remain a chilling reminder of how justice can be warped by fear and ideology. The French Revolution was a time of great change but also great cruelty. The bizarre punishments of this era serve as a stark reminder of the cost of revolution and the thin line between justice and vengeance. End with call to action. Like, share, and subscribe for more historical insights.